Welcome to the chapter of stresses and strains. Today we shall discuss about the volumetric strain. Before that, we should learn about the secondary or lateral strain. We have already learned primary or linear strain. So here there is a rod of diameter D and length L which is applied by a tensile load P. Due to this tensile load, the length of the rod is increased to L plus delta L, while the diameter will be decreased from D to D minus delta D. Why this decrease has been taken place? Because the volume of the metal is fixed. So any change, any increase in the length will implies decrease in other direction, that is diameter. Here we define linear strain as delta L upon L. We have already learned, and the lateral strain will be the change in diameter to the original diameter delta D upon D. So lateral strain is the strain which is taking place in the perpendicular direction of the applied load, or the linear strain. If the linear strain is in x direction, then lateral strain will be in y and z directions. So we have already learned primary or linear strain, which is delta L upon L. This is called primary or linear strain. And what is secondary or lateral strain? When the direct stress implies a strain in its own direction, then strain in the right angle direction is also applied on the body. This right angle is the transverse section, and this secondary or lateral strain is accompanied with this linear strain. We now define a constant which is called Poisson's ratio. If a body is stressed within elastic limit, the lateral strain bears a constant ratio with linear strain. So lateral strain upon linear strain is constant, and this constant is called Poisson's ratio. It is represented by Greek letter mu, and its value is about 0.25 to 0.33. It is also represented as mu is equal to 1 by m. Now we define volumetric strain. Ratio of change in volume to the original volume is called volumetric strain. Similarly, as we have defined linear strain, that is delta L upon L, the volumetric strain is defined as delta V upon V. Change in volume to original volume. Now we discuss about the lateral strain in the this section, where a volume of bar is given with the length L, breadth B and thickness T. It is applied with a tensile load P in the linear direction or longitudinal direction, in the direction of length L. So 1 by m is the Poisson's ratio, E is the modulus of elasticity, P is the tensile force, T is the thickness, B is the breadth, and L is the length of the bar. So we will find out the volumetric strain. Now the original volume of the body, V is equal to L into B into T. This you know. The volume of a rectangular body is L, B and T का product होता है. Then final volume will be what changes have been taken place in the dimensions. So length will be increasing to L plus delta L, while other two dimensions will be decreasing, because there is no tensile force or any other force on in these directions. Only a tensile load is applied in the longitudinal or length direction. Therefore other two dimensions will decrease. B minus delta B and T minus delta T will be the final dimensions in width and thickness. So change in volume will be delta V is equal to final volume minus original volume. Now what is the final volume? Final volume is L plus delta L, the final length, into B minus delta B, final width, into T minus delta T, final thickness. So when we multiply all these three terms, then it appears at L plus delta L, B minus delta B, T minus delta T into LBT upon LBT. We have multiplied by LBT and divided by LBT, so there is no effect of this, but we will take it separately in all these terms. Here we take L plus delta L upon L, B minus delta B upon B, T minus delta T upon T, so that we change it into the linear strain as 1 plus delta L upon L, 1 minus delta B upon B, 1 minus delta T upon T. So V plus delta V, final volume will be LBT into 1 plus delta L upon L minus delta B upon B minus delta T upon T. How has this come? Because we have ignored the product of delta L into delta B, delta L into delta T, and delta L into delta B into delta T, etc. So we have ignored higher products of delta, which are delta square or more, we have ignored. So final volume has arrived as LBT 1 plus delta L upon L minus delta B upon B minus delta T upon T. So the change in volume will be delta V is equal to final volume minus original volume, as we have earlier said. So this will be equal to, final volume is LBT 1 plus delta L minus delta L upon L minus delta B upon B minus delta T upon T minus original volume is LBT. Now linear strain, we have learned that linear strain is equal to stress upon E, or stress is P upon area, यानी P upon BT, and E से multiply किया तो P upon BTE is the linear strain. And lateral strain, we have learned that lateral strain is equal to 1 by m into linear strain, that is 1 by m into P upon BTE. Here we can also define, say that whenever a lateral strain acts to the linear strain, to the effect of linear strain, then the lateral strain will be in negative direction to the linear strain. So if linear strain is positive, then lateral strain will be negative. So we will apply one negative sign here. So we will apply one negative sign here. We will see next here. So delta V, change in volume, is equal to LBT. Here we have nullified 1 minus 1. So the volume, change in volume is equal to LBT into bracket of PL upon BTE. This is the change in length upon original length minus P upon MTE upon B minus P upon MBE upon T. So when we combine this term, then it will become BTEL. So L will cancel out. Similarly, we have here P upon MBTE, P upon MBTE. So BTE, P upon BTE will be taken out as common. So LBT is volume. So V into P into BTE bracket 1, because here only 1, and then minus 1 upon m minus 1 upon m. This is minus 2 upon m. So in the bracket we will write 1 minus 2 upon m. So delta V will be equal to V into P upon BTE 1 minus 2 by m. So volumetric strain is delta V upon V, the ratio. So we will take out V down to delta V. So in the denominator we write V. So delta V upon V is equal to, we have multiplied and divided here V by V. So V here and this V here will cancel out. So and here delta V upon V we have to take volumetric strain. So we cancel out. We remain with P upon BTE into 1 minus 2 by m. So P upon BTE 1 minus 2 by m, it is the volumetric strain, or P upon BTE is linear strain. We have already learned in first section. So it is epsilon. Therefore delta V upon V will be equal to linear strain multiplied by 1 minus 2 by m. Okay. So this by this we come to know the volumetric strain is equal to linear strain multiplied by 1 minus 2 times Poisson's ratio. Now in the previous section we have learned that the load was acting on in one direction only, whereas if the body is been applied with three mutually perpendicular forces here in x, y and z direction, then we will calculate the volumetric strain. Here sigma x is been taken as stress in xs direction, sigma y in yy direction, and sigma z as stress in zz direction. Now we define the strains in x, y and z direction. Strain in x direction, epsilon x will be sigma x upon E, and in y and z direction will be sigma y upon E and sigma z upon E. These are strains in x, y and z directions. Now for explaining purpose, we have taken only two stresses here: sigma x in x direction or in the length direction, and sigma y in the direction of y or thickness. Now due to stress sigma x, there is linear strain in the x direction because it is taking place in the same direction. So it will be a linear strain, and that linear strain is represented by epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x upon E. Now when we consider this stress sigma y, it is acting in the perpendicular direction to sigma x, in the perpendicular to the direction of length. सो लेंथ के परपेंडिकुलर ये सिग्मा वाई स्ट्रेस लग रहा है, और इस स्ट्रेस की वजह से क्या हो रहा है, थिकनेस इज इंक्रीजिंग, बट ड्यू टू दिस इंक्रीज इन थिकनेस लेंथ विल डिक्रीज. सो इन एक्स डायरेक्शन देयर विल बी नेगेटिव स्ट्रेन or the lateral strain will be negative. So the stress sigma y will produce a lateral strain in length direction or x direction, which will be equal to minus sigma y upon me. This we have learned, 1 upon m into linear strain due to sigma y. Okay. Now similarly the effect of sigma z for x direction will be equal to minus sigma z upon me. Now the net strain in x direction will be the sum of all these: the linear strain due to sigma x and lateral strains due to sigma y and sigma z. So we will add all these: sigma x upon E minus sigma y upon me minus sigma z upon me. Why this minus sign? Because these two stresses are perpendicular to the x direction. Therefore these are lateral strains, and lateral strain is opposite sign as that of linear strain. Okay. Linear strain in y and z direction is, you see here, sigma y upon E is linear strain for y direction, sigma z upon E is linear strain for z direction, but 1 upon m converted into lateral strain for x direction. Now we have combined these three tensile stresses. तो resultant strains हमारे पास क्या आई है, एप्सिलॉन एक्स इन एक्स डायरेक्शन, सिग्मा एक्स अपॉन ई माइनस सिग्मा वाई अपॉन एम ई माइनस सिग्मा जेड अपॉन एम ई. ये हमने अभी शो किया है कि कैसे आई है, और इसको हम कंबाइन करते हैं. इसको 1 अपॉन ई कॉमन लिया, एंड ब्रैकेट में हमने सिग्मा एक्स माइनस सिग्मा वाई अपॉन एम माइनस सिग्मा जेड अपॉन एम इसको रखा. इसी तरह से सिमिलरली वी फाइंड आउट the strain in net strain in y direction. Net strain in y direction will be sigma y upon E, the linear strain due to stress in y direction. This will be now linear strain, and sigma x और sigma z इसमें lateral strain प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. as आप देख रहे हो जैसे पीछे इन्होंने सिग्मा वाई और सिग्मा जेड ने लेटरल स्ट्रेन प्रोड्यूस किया था एक्स डायरेक्शन में, इसी तरह से वाई डायरेक्शन के लिए सिग्मा एक्स और सिग्मा जेड विल बी लेटरल स्ट्रेन प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. तो सिग्मा एक्स अपॉन एम ई और सिग्मा जेड अपॉन एम ई, ये माइनस साइन के साथ इसमें ऐड हो जाएंगे सिमिलरली, और ये इस तरह से 1 अपॉन ई का ये आप फार्मूला इसमें कॉमन लेंगे, और सिग्मा जेड आप ये लीनियर जो नेट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेन इन जेड डायरेक्शन है वो भी आप निकालेंगे, और ये तीनों स्ट्रेन हमारे पास एक्स वाई और जेड डायरेक्शन में नेट स्ट्रेन्स हमारे पास आ गई. Now we will add all these three strains to get volumetric strains. Delta V upon V is equal to epsilon x plus epsilon y plus epsilon z. तो हमें यहाँ पे देखा कि इन तीनों स्ट्रेन्स को ऐड करने पे हमारे पास वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन आ जाएगा. तो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन यहाँ पर हमने लास्ट यहाँ पे पढ़ा था. तो अब जब इसको ऐड करेंगे आप देखेंगे तो यहाँ पर ये तीनों जब ऐड करेंगे तो सिग्मा एक्स प्लस सिग्मा वाई प्लस सिग्मा जेड हो जाएगा, और अगर हम इसको कॉमन ले लें तो अंदर 1, और ये सिग्मा वाई सिग्मा जेड जो है 2 अपॉन एम वाले हैं. तो ये इस तरह से इक्वेशन आप करके देखेंगे तो आपके पास ये वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन आपको फाइनली मिलेगी सिग्मा एक्स प्लस सिग्मा वाई प्लस सिग्मा जेड कॉमन आ गया अपॉन ई. ओके, ये ब्रैकेट में आप रखना है इसको, और ब्रैकेट 1 माइनस 2 अपॉन एम ये कॉमन आ गया. प्रीवियस इक्वेशन को आप जब सम अप करेंगे तीनों को तो ये चीज आ जाएगी. तो ये इक्वेशन से हम देखते हैं कि इफ ऑल स्ट्रेसेस आर सेम और इक्वल, यानी कि सिग्मा एक्स और सिग्मा वाई और सिग्मा जेड तीनों अगर बराबर हैं, इनको अगर हम सिग्मा रख दें तो सिग्मा के बराबर रखें तो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन क्या हो जाएगी सिग्मा प्लस सिग्मा प्लस सिग्मा 3 सिग्मा अपॉन ई 1 माइनस 2 बाई एम, अगर ऑल स्ट्रेसेस आर इक्वल. बट इफ ओनली वन स्ट्रेस इज एक्टिंग, जैसे हमारा पहला केस था जब हमने किया था, और सिग्मा वाई और सिग्मा जेड 0 हो गया, तो उस केस में क्या होगा, उस केस में सिग्मा वाई और सिग्मा जेड 0 हो गया, वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन विल बी सिग्मा अपॉन ई 1 माइनस 2 बाई एम, बिकॉज सिग्मा वाई सिग्मा जेड कैंसिल आउट हो गया. ये ब्रैकेट में आपने देख के चलना है. उसके बाद आपके पास वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन अगर एक ही डायरेक्शन में स्ट्रेस लग रहा है तो वॉल्यूमेट्रिक स्ट्रेन आ जाएगा सिग्मा अपॉन ई 1 माइनस 2 बाई एम, वेयर सिग्मा इज द स्ट्रेस इन एक्स डायरेक्शन. नाउ वी डिफाइन ए another constant, bulk modulus. So when a body is subjected to 3 mutually perpendicular stresses of equal intensity, you remember this term, equal intensity means all the stresses are of equal amount, then the ratio of direct stress to the corresponding volumetric strain is known as bulk modulus. So bulk modulus is denoted by K. K is equal to direct stress divided by volumetric strain. This is equal to sigma upon delta V upon V. Then we find out the relationship between bulk modulus and Young's modulus. So here it is a cube which is being applied by 3 mutually perpendicular stresses of equal amount sigma on 3 faces of the cube. Now net tensile strain on side AB, we have calculated already this delta L upon L, and this is equal to net tensile strain, and this is equal to sigma upon E 1 minus 2 by M. If we consider that no other stress is being applied on the other faces, then this is sigma upon E. Previous section हमने ये पढ़ाई हुआ है. और ओरिजिनल वॉल्यूम ऑफ द क्यूब इज V, दैट इज इक्वल टू L क्यूब. तो डिफ्रेंशिएट करेंगे हम विद रेस्पेक्ट टू L, तो डेल्टा V अपॉन डेल्टा L इज इक्वल टू 3L स्क्वायर, और डेल्टा V इज इक्वल टू 3L स्क्वायर डेल्टा L, और 3L क्यूब इंटू डेल्टा L बाई L. हमने एक L से यहाँ मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, एक L डिवाइड कर दिया, तो ये हमारे पास ये टर्म आ गई ताकि हम स्ट्रेन निकाल सकें. तो डेल्टा V इज इक्वल टू 3L क्यूब, और स्ट्रेन क्या होती है इंटू सिग्मा अपॉन E 1 माइनस 2 बाई एम. सो सिग्मा अपॉन डेल्टा V अपॉन V इज इक्वल टू दिस E बाई 3 इंटू 1 बाई 1 माइनस 2 बाई एम. ये आप कैलकुलेशन करके देखेंगे तो यू विल फाइंड आउट दैट K इज इक्वल टू ME upon 3M minus 2. So this is an important relationship if you can remember, otherwise you can derive this immediately. So K is equal to ME upon 3M minus 2. This relationship we have derived between bulk modulus and Young's modulus of elasticity. Now we have done lateral strain also, and before that we learnt about tensile and compressive strains. Now compressive force and lateral tensile force we have learnt in the previous sections, there is a shear stress which we will learn now. What is shear stress? Whenever you apply a force on the faces of a two on the surface, or the tangential force to the surface, then there is a shear stress on that plane, and due to that shear stress there will be a corresponding shear strain. So if you rub your palms, in the winter, then you are producing shear stress between your two palms. So this is your shear stress. In this case, you can see in the figure A, rivet between these two plates, it is aligned, but when we apply tensile loads on both plates, then this plate, right plate goes to right side and left plate goes to left side. Then there is a shear off of the rivet at this section, at the plane of meeting these two plates. So the rivet will shear off here. You can see this is called shear off, or shear stress will produce here, and corresponding strain will be shear strain. Now the shear strain is deformation upon original length. Now what is the deformation here? So deformation here, if we consider A, B, C, D is the original shape or size of the cube or the body, then after applying of the shear stress, that shear force is P, then in this direction, and if we clamp this AB, then the shear stress will move this point C to C1 and D to D1. So the deformation is CC1. So CC1 is the deformation, and original length is L. So original length is L. We have taken in all direction L. So the shear strain will be CC1 upon L, and it is represented as, shear strain is represented by phi. So phi is equal to CC1 upon L, and shear stress is represented by tau. Then tau is equal to shear force P upon area AB into 1, because we have taken the depth or length as unity or 1 meter. So we can write down tau is equal to P upon AB. AB is the area. You can say AB into 1 meter. Shear modulus or modulus of rigidity. Now this is another constant. This is the constant between shear stress and shear strain. So the ratio of shear stress to shear strain is called shear modulus or modulus of rigidity. Tau upon phi is equal to C, where C is the shear modulus. This is also called G or N. This symbol G or N also represent shear modulus or modulus of rigidity. इन हमारे अगले जो चैप्टर्स होंगे उनमें हो सकता है हम C की जगह G या N भी यूज करें shear modulus के लिए. So you should remember all these, and the common values of C, the modulus of rigidity or shear modulus, for steel 80 to 100, wrought iron 80 to 90, cast iron 40 to 50, copper 30 to 50. This is giganewton per square meter or gigapascal, and so on. Now we find the relation between modulus of elasticity and modulus of rigidity, as we have find the relation between bulk modulus and modulus of elasticity also. So we will find a relationship between E and C also. So here is a phase of the body which is under shear stress tau, and the couple opposite to this shear stress tau dash, which deforms the body to BC1 to AD1. So the C point goes to C1, D points deforms to D1. So the deformation is represented by this angle phi. And what is this diagonal? You see this diagonal BD, it is the original length of the diagonal BD, which is deformed and increased to BD1 after deformation, and another deformation which is taking place due to this compression of AC. Due to this compression of AC, a lateral strain is also being acted in the direction of BD1. So this compression of diagonal AC will also increase this diagonal BD1 BD to BD1, because the compression will decrease the length of diagonal AC, but the opposite sign, the lateral strain in BD direction will be positive. So it will be a positive effect in BD. So BD1 will all again elongate in here. So we now draw one perpendicular from D to BD1. So DD2 is the perpendicular, and now we find out what next is strain of BD. Now we find out the strain in the BD will be equal to the original final length of the diagonal BD1 minus original diagonal length BD upon original length of diagonal BD. So the strain will be deformation upon original diagonal. So BD1 minus BD is D1 D2. Here you can see BD1 minus BD is approximately BD2 D1 D2, because we have taken this angle very smaller, equal to 45 degree. Then we can say that BD is equal to BD2, and then this deformation will be D1 D2. So this deformation is D1 D2 upon BD, and D1 D2 is what? You again see D1 D2 is D1 cos 45 degree. So D1 D2 is cos D1 cos 45 degree from this figure, and BD is AD root 2. Why? BD is AD root 2 because BD square is equal to AD square plus AB square, and both are one unit. Therefore 1 unit of AD 1 unit of AB स्क्वायर करेंगे तो वो रूट 2 आ जाएगा अंडर रूट, क्योंकि इसका BD का भी स्क्वायर अंडर रूट लेंगे हम तो वो आ जाएगा AD रूट 2. So this will equal to D1 upon 2AD because cos 45 degree is 1 upon root 2. तो 1 upon root 2 नीचे आ गया रूट 2 इंटू रूट 2 तो 2 हो गया DD1 upon 2AD, और ये DD1 is the deformation angle, DD1 upon AD is the 10 phi or phi because it is very small. So we can say this DD1 upon AD is 10 phi or phi upon 2 is the strain of BD. Now this linear strain of the diagonal BD is equal to phi by 2 is equal to tau upon 2c because phi is tau upon c. So phi is tau upon c. Therefore this strain of diagonal BD will be tau upon 2c. Now we compare this strain with the tensile strain on the diagonal BD due to tensile stress. So that tensile strain will be tau upon E due to elongation of this diagonal BD, and the tensile strain on the diagonal BD due to compressive stress on diagonal AC, as I have already discussed कि diagonal AC को जब हम देखेंगे तो वो compress हो रहा है, तो उसकी वजह से एक पॉजिटिव लेटरल स्ट्रेन डेवलप होगी डायगोनल BD में, दैट विल बी इक्वल टू पॉइजन रेशियो मल्टीप्लाई बाई लीनियर स्ट्रेन. लीनियर स्ट्रेन इज टाउ अपॉन ई, तो 1 अपॉन m इंटू टाउ अपॉन ई विल बी द लेटरल स्ट्रेन ड्यू टू compressive stress on diagonal AC. Combined effect will be tau upon E plus 1 upon m into tau upon E. So tau upon E common, 1 plus 1 by m will be the combined effect of these two stresses on diagonal BD. So tau upon E m plus 1 upon m, it is the combined effect of strain. So we combined it, tau upon 2c जो हमने shear force से निकाला है और जो हमने अपना टेंसाइल स्ट्रेस से निकाला है, that will be इक्वल, बिकॉज हम इसको इक्विलिब्रियम में लेके चलते हैं. जब भी इक्विलिब्रियम में हम इसको इक्वेट करेंगे, देन वी कैन फाइंड आउट द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन C एंड E एज C इज इक्वल टू ME अपॉन 2M प्लस 1. जब आप इसको क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, टाउ से टाउ कैंसिल हो जाएगा, देन C को यहाँ लेके आएंगे, E को इधर लेके आएंगे, तो दिस विल बी लाइक दिस. सो you can easily find out that the shear modulus C will be equal to ME upon 2M plus 1, and this relationship is for between shear modulus and elastic modulus or elastic constant E. Now finally we find out a relationship between these three elastic constants which we have find out here, E, K and C. So we know that K is equal to ME upon 3M minus 2. ये हमने पीछे अभी किया है. अभी हम करके आए हैं C is equal to ME upon 2M plus 1. From these two relations we can eliminate this M and find out the relationship between K, E and C. So how we will eliminate M? Here 1 by M is equal to, हमने क्या किया, C में अगर हम यहाँ देखें, C में M को हमने यहाँ पर M से डिवाइड भी कर दिया और यहाँ पर भी M को M से डिवाइड कर दिया. तो हमने M बाई M से ऊपर नीचे डिवाइड कर दिया. तो क्या हुआ, ये M कैंसिल हो गया, यहाँ पे M कैंसिल हो गया, प्लस 1 बाई M यहाँ रह गया. सो हमारे पास आ गया 1 बाई M इज इक्वल टू E अपॉन 2C माइनस 1. अब ये इस तरह से हमने K को यहाँ पर देखा कि E अपॉन 3 1 माइनस 2 बाई M, इसको हम लिख सकते हैं E अपॉन 3 1 माइनस 2 E अपॉन 2C माइनस 1. और ये फाइनली जब हम इसको करके आएंगे इस तरीके से, देन इन तीनों का जो तीनों में हम E को बाहर निकाल के रखेंगे और E की वैल्यू आ जाती है हमारे पास 9KC अपॉन 3K प्लस C. इस तरह से आप इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. दिस वीडियो you can see, you can watch afterwards also. If you have any problem, then these are the steps how to find out final value E is equal to 9KC upon 3K plus C. So this is the relationship between these three elastic constants E, K and C. Thank you.